Welcome to Thinking Outside the Block. It's not just a TV show, but a different way of thinking. A way of thinking that allows us to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, and self-employed. Join us as we walk in the shoes of those who are paving their own way to success. You always hear of the glory of business success. Now we give you the story, Thinking Outside the Blocks.
Welcome to Thinking Outside the Blocks. This week, we visit Old City, the site of Independence Hall, the Betsy Ross House, and the world-renowned Liberty Bell. From art to design to fashion, Old City is a sought-after destination for culture and commerce. This week, we take a look at two premier attractions: Vivant Art Gallery, which specializes in Haitian art, African masks, and island ceramics. And we have the Red Zone, which is reinventing the model of the classic American sports bar. Welcome to Thinking Outside the Blocks. I'm Jamil Worthy. I'm joined here with Florisy Morissette of Vivant Art Gallery. Welcome to the show, Florisy.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you.
Thank you for being here. It's an honor.
First off, I'd just like to say it's a beautiful art gallery. I must say that. I'm seeing some very unique pieces here. And I've actually came here prior to actually meeting you personally. And I really enjoyed what I saw. I thought what you had was really different. And I said to myself, this is someone I'd like to meet up with at a later date. I wasn't aware that we would meet like this, but anyway, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's an honor.
First off, just for our viewers who may not know you, can you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into art dealership?
Ideally, I started the gallery wanting to expose Haitian art and really educate people on the culture of Haiti. I'm of Haitian descent. And it slowly exploded into, well, there's so many other countries, Caribbean countries, that I wanted to show. Then it was local artists. And it's slowly transitioned to becoming a cultural arts gallery in the sense that I exhibit art from the African, Caribbean, and Latin American diaspora. Interestingly enough, to answer your question, I don't have an arts background and I don't have a business background. I went to school for psychology and biology, graduated from Duquesne University, and it was out of a passion for my culture and my country that I decided to get into the industry of really educating and using art as a medium to educate and empower others.
The name Vivant, that struck me initially. As I said, I was here before, and just the name Vivant kind of stood out to me. I think it has a flair to it, a certain air of sophistication. Can you tell us what Vivant actually means?
I wanted to pick a word that was descriptive of the art, and I'm of Haitian descent, and I wanted to think of a word that was Creole, that was French, and I kept thinking I want something descriptive of the gallery, of the artwork, and I came up with Vivant. And what I surprisingly love about it is because it translates easily into English as well as Italian and many other languages. Vivant means exuberant, vibrant, colorful, bold, lively, and everything in between. And by looking at the art, it's colorful. It is
very
Vivant.
Very. How's it been being down here in Old City? Is it somewhere that you plan to stay? Does it work for you in terms of this part of the city?
The best business decision, location.
Right.
Interestingly enough, it's one of my favorite words because everything has a story. Everything that you do has a story. And when I was looking for a location for the gallery, at the time I really didn't know about this community. I'm a transplant from New York City. I happened upon the neighborhood and found out this was the gallery district. This is where all the art galleries are located. It was the best decision that I ever made for my business. We, as a community, all the art galleries, we work together. We have First Fridays, which we get about 10,000 to 15,000 people on Friday nights. So it is a great decision. Ultimately, art is global. I want to take art further. I'm thinking about going online. maybe opening other galleries, maybe in Europe. But I think Philadelphia, for the opportunity that they've allowed me, this will definitely be my flagship.
Well, you mentioned that they have the First Fridays and so forth. I think it's a great way to promote just this area, this strip, and just a way to promote your art in general. Now, I'm familiar with a lot of different activities that you have here with other backgrounds, other types of businesses. Now, is cross promotion a big part of your business, or how you go about promoting Vivant?
It is. I have made a concerted effort to be involved in the community, the professional community, the nonprofit world, and introducing and merging the two different art world with these professional organizations. I do a lot of events. I've become, because of the market, I think I organically transitioned into becoming a venue space as well. So I opened the gallery up for other organizations and people to host fundraisers, networking parties, and I am very selective. I don't take all events because ultimately I'm putting my brand and I'm cross-marketing this event and I'm sharing it with my network.
I want to get a little bit more into the types of art that you have, because it does seem a lot, you're using a lot of earth tones, I'm noticing. Is there any certain regions that you want to highlight and just talk about? I know you mentioned the Caribbean, Haiti, of course. It's very different. I see you have a niche with what you're offering different than other art galleries.
Okay, great. Well, what I'll do is, I guess I'll start with the exhibit that we have up right now. It's all Haitian art, and really that's my specialty. Being of Haitian descent, it's very easy for me to go to Haiti and go to the Caribbean and get these pieces. It's a quick flight. But ultimately, it's all bright and colorful. It's not necessarily what I shoot for, but when you're in a tropical climate, people are painting what's around them. What is around them? Big, colorful fruits, big, plush greenery, the sea, the ocean, and the daily life. I think also it's the lens that the people look through. And that lens of looking through is bright and colorful. And their palettes are very different from American palettes, meaning the color palettes and which colors that they use. Traditionally, an African American artist would use yellows, greens, and reds in the same piece. It would be too contrasting. But I think some of these countries, they know no borders. They know no rules. It's painting what's real and what's indigenous to them. I think that people think that art is traditionally really expensive, and it's not. You can get pieces. This little piece here costs $50. This piece right here is $250. There's art, especially for my gallery, there's art for every pocketbook, for every wallet. And ultimately, you can get prints, you can get original art, and from a business aspect, it's an investment. And for businesses that are looking to decorate their offices, guess what? It becomes furniture, and you can write it off. Big corporations, do you know what they do? They buy $10,000, $20,000 pieces, and then what do? They sell it, they write it off as a furniture, sell it 2-3 years later, pocket the profit. It's business. So, art is something that has become very, an opportunity to really diversify your stock. It beautifies your home. It gives you a sense of, pride about, especially if it's cultural art, about your culture and who you are. And it's just a way of just making you happy at the end of the day. You buy art because you like it, and ultimately it has all of these bonuses on it where it becomes investment.
We would like to talk about your community involvement with organizations that you've established relationships with. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, it's a lot, but it's really been about 50% of what I do is my community work. One of the organizations that I actually work with now is the Haitian Professionals of Philadelphia. I'm actually the chairman of the board, and it's an organization that really works with Haitian professionals and really giving them opportunity for professional development. And we were really vital during the Haiti relief efforts. And we've, coming after the 1-year anniversary, really getting back to us and building that relationship between the different members. And you can find information online, the Haitian Professionals of Philadelphia. That's one organization that's really dear to my heart. Another one is the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. I actually chair the Arts and Culture Initiative, and it's a advocacy organization that works on the behalf of children and women but they work in the realm of policies and advocacy work, as well as health and education on a really high tier level. The women that are part of the organizations are very progressive. They're usually nonprofit leaders, lawyers, and judges, and really trying to change some of the legislation that's going on in the community.
Florissy, you definitely have some beautiful art here. How would people get in contact with you? How would they find you?
Okay. Oh, thank you. Well, this is a wonderful interview. I'm so excited that I was able to tell my story and hopefully help other business entrepreneurs that are out there. I'm actually located right in Old City, 60 North 2nd Street, between Arch and Market. I'm also online. You can find me at www.vivantartcollection.com. And we are on Facebook and Twitter. If you Google Viva Art Collection, you should be able to find us easily.
There you have it. I'd like to thank you again for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure. We're here with Florissy Morissette, Vivant Art Gallery. I'm Jamil Worthy. We're thinking outside the blocks.
In this segment of Looking Back to Look Forward, we highlight the career of Michael Dell. Michael Dell started his business career as a 12-year-old stamp collector. Michael displayed an unusual business sense for his age when he printed his own catalog of stamps and distributed them to local auction houses. This direct sales method was the beginning of his success and shaped his business model for years to come. At the age of 13, Michael turned his hobby of rebuilding computers into a thriving business. In 1984, the Dell Computer Corporation was founded with just $1,000 in capital. With such limited capital, Michael was forced to develop a business model that required minimum expenditure. It was then he decided to build to order, eliminating the need to tie up working capital and inventory while also cutting out the middleman. This revolutionary move was the catalyst to his seemingly overnight rise to the top of the computer industry. Michael Dell is the youngest CEO ever to run a Fortune 500 company. His company, Dell Computer Corporation, has been consistently ranked number 2 in terms of liquidity, profitability, and growth among all computer system companies competing for number 1 in the U.S. In his own words, he describes this as a great start. Today, Thinking Outside the Blocks recognizes the achievements of Michael Dell.
Welcome to Thinking Outside the Blocks. I'm Jamil Worthy. I'm joined here with Tim Liu, Red Zone Sports Bar. Tim, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
First, I'd like to congratulate you on a wonderful business you got going on here. Red Zone Sports Bar. I'm a customer myself. I love to frequent the place, so you're definitely doing a good job. First off, sports is a big part of American culture. We know that. Sports bars have been very successful. What was the determining factor of you and your partners that you definitely wanted to go into sports bar business?
I would have to say Philadelphia itself. Great sports teams. It's a great sports city. Lacking sports bars. In reality, a place where anyone can just come and watch different games in a city which Phillies drive sports, drives the town itself. When Eagles play, same thing. You know what I mean, Flyers, when they were in the Stanley Cups, the playoffs and stuff last year, even this year, the town just comes alive. It's just that atmosphere that we like to capture.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially right now with Philly teams being so hot.
Yeah.
The Phillies are like off the charts right now.
Definitely.
I'm real happy about that myself personally. I'm a big sports fan. The location, Old City. Old City is a very popular, very historic area. You always hear in business, location, location, location. How important was that when you decided to open up here?
I would say very important. You have to look at the tourists. I mean, 3 blocks over, you got the Constitution Center.
Right.
And so even in the summer when a lot of people are down the shore, going AC, going on vacation, Philadelphia, I would say, is probably one of the biggest tourism places on the East Coast. I mean, this is where America was born. People always want to come down and see where they signed the Constitution. The Liberty Bell, and we're just blocks away from Betsy Ross's house, where they laid Benjamin Franklin to rest. So there's so much foot traffic here. Nice thing about Old City is you have so much variety of different bars and restaurants. and all different types where, you know what I mean, the tourists can basically have a taste of what Philadelphia is, but also have a taste of, you know what I mean, Cuban food, Mexican food, Chinese food, everything. So it's nice, you know what I mean? A lot of people say, oh, there's so much competition out there, but, you know, competition makes everyone excel in what they do. So I think that I welcome the competition, and I think together building up Old City as a whole with all these different avenues of food, of culture, is a great thing. And I think everyone's food and everyone's businesses will become better because we're not necessarily competing against each other, but we're creating a nice, diverse culture of Old City itself with its variety. So,
Well, competition is good.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's good for the consumer. When you have a lot of different offerings, you know, it brings out the best. It brings the best quality to the consumer because you do have to compete for that dollar.
Definitely.
So it does make sense. The location again is great. I mean, if you're in Delaware, you know, you cross the line, you're right here, you're right off of the highway. I myself live in Jersey. I get here in about 15, 20 minutes.
Definitely.
Downtown Philly, the nightlife is great. What would you say definitely separates you or differentiates Red Zone from the other sports bars?
We try to really focus on our food. A lot of times you go on a sports bar and you have this bar food, and it's, you know what I mean, in your mind when you think about sports bar and their food and going there and eat, a lot of times it's fried food. You're talking about like mozzarella sticks, you know what I mean, generic stuff. Not that we don't have a lot of the same offerings, but we try to bring it to you at a higher level. For example, we have cheesesteak nachos, which we have here, which I love. I mean, we have a chipotle ketchup on there. It's one of those things that we don't want you necessarily feel guilty about eating, but we want you to crave later on because it's so good. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's healthy for you, but it's. I mean, we make the chips in house, so everything's basically from scratch. You know what I mean, just like our potato buffalo skins. We have our crab cake BLT also. It's stuff that we like to eat ourselves, not just something that we want you to come to a sports bar and meet just your expectations of what we have. We want to excel. We want you to walk through the door, look at our menu and be, wow, what is that? Or try, you know what I mean, have us stand out, but also deliver a product that's, you know, really different. Not only just good, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, there's a lot of good sports bars out there, you know what I mean? But we want to appreciate the customer or our clients that come in and decide to spend their hard-earned dollar at our establishment by providing a very unique experience. So we try excelling at that.
I mean, me personally, I don't even remember the name of it. It's a chicken wrap you have here with the sausage, spinach. That's my personal favorite.
Our Italian chicken wrap.
That's the one. Okay, that's the one. I love that. That's
It's
very
good.
tasty. I like that.
It's good. I like that myself too.
What type of events do you have going on? I noticed that you always have something like every night there's something different. There's a different event here. You always keep everybody guessing. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. We like to try to bring a little bit of entertainment, not only just sporting events, but we have DJs, we have different things. We have a lot of different charity events. Of course, there's so many sporting events that it's really hard to even just discuss all of them. Like right now, we have women's FIBA soccer. You know what I mean? There's women's golf, PGA golf coming up, U.S. Open. But the Phillies game, they play 180 some games a year, just regular season. You know what I mean? So they're on practically every day. But we try to do a balance of bringing what we think is good for the city. As in, we're not only providing you a venue to watch sporting events, but we're bringing you some DJs that are regular acts in the AC that travel the U.S. playing for different venues, and we try to bring them here so that you guys that Philadelphia has an opportunity to enjoy them as much as everywhere else. So really, we transcend your normal sports bar, or we transcend your normal bar, and we try to capture, I guess, a different demographic for a daytime, nighttime sporting event, and really our clientele ranges so much because of that. So.
I noticed that it definitely ranges. I mean, you see from young to old. You see corporate types, you see everyday guys. So whatever you guys are doing, whatever formula is, it's definitely working. We'll be back with more Thinking Outside the Blocks with Tim Lou, The Red Zone.
We would like to take a moment to recognize the contribution of Local 542 for providing opportunities for working men and women in the building and construction industry and educating workers on the benefits of union membership and collective bargaining for better work conditions.
Welcome back to Thinking Outside the Blocks. Tim, question. Big events, they're always coming, sports, always something going on. Is any big events coming up that you're going to be doing?
I'm glad you asked. I would have to say some of the biggest events is pay-per-view fights. So we had Pacquiao fight, but we have UFC actually coming to Philadelphia next month. So the first week of August, there is actually a UFC fight in Philadelphia. So not only are we going to be showing that fight on Saturday, Friday night we actually have a UFC Welcome to Philly party, which is sponsored by clothing line. They're going to have a fashion show. We're going to actually have some of the fighters here. So it's kind of giving people that experience, like being next to the fighter that they want to cheer for the next day. And then when they come in to watch the fight, you're not at the fight, but this is the next best thing. So we're going to get ring girls. Every time they're going to go to the next period of fight, we have the ring girls go around and couple that with like shot specials every time it goes to the next round. So kind of bringing them the experience that they're not having going to fight, but almost giving them that experience here.
Well, it's funny you mention that because every seat is not always a good seat. Even at the fight, I've been a big fight fan. My family has a tradition in boxing, but every seat at the Red Zone is a good seat. I mean, you got big screens everywhere. I mean, it's really a sharp look in here. Did you have like an interior designer come in and set up everything? Because it's real open air. Is that something that was strategically planned out?
I think what happened with designing a place, of course, we took the space and we didn't necessarily have someone come in to design it. We had an architect lay it out for us a little bit. With the TVs, we kind of sat in every possible seat in the house and said, can we see TV here? Is it easy to see? And is this a spot that is just, I guess, not a good seat to sit when you want to watch a specific game? But of course, we kind of went over the top with the amount of TVs. Because we want, you know what I mean, on Sunday, when there's football, we want all 7 games. We want all 8 games. I mean, baseball, during the baseball season, there's 8, 10 games a day. I mean, sometimes there's playing 5 or 6 of them at a time. So we want you to be able to sit in a seat and watch maybe 4 games, or watch 5 games, or all the games, or at least have that ability to. Because, you know what I mean? You can watch TV or watch a game from your house. So what's the benefit of coming here? The benefit is you're going to be able to watch all the sporting events that you want to see at once.
So, I mean, you got location, you got the atmosphere, you got great food, you got a diverse crowd. I mean, it seems like you got all the bases covered. The one base we didn't cover is your contact info. I'm sure you have a website, the location here. Would you like to let our viewers know how they can reach the Red Zone?
Definitely. We're big on the web, so it's RedZonePhilly.com. And then we're also big with social media. So we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. Find us. You can always get updated with our events on Facebook and Twitter. We always like to tell everyone what's going on, what Philly specials we have, UFC, like I said. A lot of times we will even throw out some special events out there a few days beforehand, just so you can prepare. So,
now many of our viewers are aspiring to go into business. They are entrepreneurs, many entrepreneurs watching, those who want to go into business. Any advice for them? Because I know the road's not always easy. Any advice you'd like to give people who want to go in business?
I would have to say it's one of those things, like a lot of times you'll hit a roadblock or you'll hit a speed bump. It's about keep going. Don't give up. I mean, if you have a vision or a dream, just ask yourself, what do I have to do to get myself there? I mean, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask your friends, other people in different industries, because that's the best resource. And you'll find out a lot of times people are willing to help you out because in this day and age, people just want to see people succeed. You know what I mean? There's so much negativity out there as a whole. Individually, I think a lot of times, I have to say, a lot of my neighbors in Old City have helped me out with any problems I've had, with just the small things and the big, because they want to see just people succeed in this day and age, which is nice to know. It's a nice thing.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned that because networking is important. I always say, and I don't know where I heard it, but your network is your network. And when you think in terms of human resources, we always hear that term, but I think human resources is your network. Some of your neighbors down here, so I'm glad that you shared that with our audience because that is very important. Is there anything we didn't cover? Anything else you want everybody to know? I know we covered a lot of ground.
I would just like to invite everyone watching, come down, try some of our signature dishes. We also have actually, for groups, we have a punch bowl, which serves basically 15, 20 people, and just like, we're a sports bar, so we believe in team environment, team atmosphere. So basically, grab your team, get down here, and try to finish this punch bowl.
There you have it. I'm Will Worthy with Tim Lou. Thinking outside the block. Thanks for being on the show. See you next time.
I think one of the good things that I've done, and I think that has prepared me and really propelled my business, is getting involved with a lot of different boards and nonprofits. I believe it prepares you to look at your own business as well as build different networks. Being involved in the community is ultimately what this idea of working and giving back and really leveraging that. It becomes a win-win because you're getting a different market, you're giving back. So that becomes a financial write-off, if you like to say, as well as an opportunity, of course, to build your personal network.
A lot of times you'll hit a roadblock or you'll hit a speed bump. It's about keep going. Don't give up. If you have a vision or a dream, just ask yourself, what do I have to do to get myself there? Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask your friends, other people in different industries, because that's the best resource. And you'll find out a lot of times people are willing to help you out because in this day and age, people just want to see people succeed.